Dad speaks out against Anissa and Ian.
I almost quit when she called me because Harley was out. I was talking to Harley. Harley was talking about his frustrations. I'm 44 freaking years old. This is high school garbage. Well, this is a video I didn't want to make, but here we are. You didn't know Creator Clash 3 is canceled.
Oh no. Wait, when did that happen?
It's completely over. It's done. It's not happening. But I was hoping and trying and praying it would work out and things would be fine and I'd be able to box for my third time. I'd have a trilogy in Creator Clash and I'd have 3 first round wins. That was my goal. That was my plan. I started training last November and now here in July, I'm finally on pause with training because Creator Clash 3 is completely done. And even though Creator Clash 3 isn't happening, there still is going to be an effort to raise some money for the charity for Stand Up to Cancer. Aaron from Real Good, from Game Grumps, wants to try to still push people and do some fun things to raise money for charity. And I would like to do my 24-hour dance stream. I mentioned it before. I was going to do it leading up to the event. I was going to dance for nonstop for 24 hours. And as I'm dancing, we're doing different things to raise money. Please stay tuned for that. Keep your eyes peeled. The good news is you will be able to see me fight at some point. I have been talking to Misfits Boxing. It will happen some point this year. I'm guessing around the fall. So
you swung at me and you swung at me and you fucking missed big time. And guess what?
Yes.
I've never been betrayed like this in my whole life by someone I cared about this closely. And then you had the audacity to come and make another video and just...
Wait, what is he... Is he referring to like that he cared about Anissa and she was close to him? Or is he referring to like Anissa and Ian or something?
Yes.
I've never been betrayed like this in my whole life by someone I cared about this closely. And then you had the audacity to come and make another video and justify CPS call. You endorse snark. You live snark. Again, you are elevating disgusting, hateful people who have spent their time harassing me and my family. Look at me. This is me. I win, you lose. And you will continue to lose. And I'll tell you why. Because I'm not done. I'll never be done. I will never be done with you.
Jesus.
That's how much you've betrayed me and how much I want you to know how much you lose and I win. Do you understand, Anissa? And I'm not even talking to iDubbbz anymore. He's insignificant. He's gone. Anissa, you're the one, you're coming center stage. You're going to start streaming now. I want you to understand something.
Yes.
I am never going to be done. I will never be even.
What does that mean?
Talking about them, being interested in them, being, I'm fascinated by everything they're doing, right? The streaming, the whatever, the events.
You just mean you've never done making fun of them?
Never.
Oh,
okay. Excuse me. There'll never be a point where I'm going to be like, I'm just saying, and this is for the audience too, because I want you guys to know, there will never be a point when I will say to myself, okay, it's time to move on from this. I want you to know that. You dropped that fucking video when I was live and you thought you were cute. You thought you were clever. You really had me. You came at me with the laziest slop, the shit slop that you got my haters running around the internet talking about I'm right and you're wrong. You have managed to galvanize support for me, which is something I've not been able to do for myself. So thank you.
I don't care. Join the club of ugly, out-of-touch losers. Why has Ethan been gaslit by the entire internet for 2 years now? I was actually thinking about it this morning. I'll probably let this like mature more in my head. But like I've seen the pattern played in my life as well. There's like a very interesting ecosystem. Actually, I think I've talked about this on stream before even. There's this very interesting ecosystem of these like really unhinged like places. I spelled that, fuck me, whatever. Like, so this is like your snarker places, your Kiwi farms. And then you've got like this feeding into these like smaller content creators. And then you've got like these feeding into your larger content creators. And I think there's something to be said for the fact that nobody ever really strictly disavows what's going on up here. And in my opinion, that's enough to say that you're supporting it, I would say. And I think like when it comes to like doxing and stuff like that or whatever for any of the people involved in this, the only reason why it's banned in my platforms is because I'm just trying to conform to the rules of whatever platform I'm on. I don't care at all about any of these people. I think these people are all like subhuman, disgusting, and I couldn't give a less if anybody said mean things about them. But the frustrating thing is that whenever you're working in this against this ecosystem, Like your biggest attacks are always coming from these figures, and they can always say, what? I don't have anything to do with this that much. I don't co-sign everything they say. And what? I definitely don't know anything about this. But I think there's something to be said for the fact that why do all the snarker communities seem to exist usually just on one side of these debates? Like, unless maybe there are a ton of like anti-Hasan snark communities, I guess. 12 people right now think they're typing in the very hilarious unoriginal joke that, oh, it's actually Destiny and H3H3. But like this model is just very, very, very frustrating to deal with. And then it does make you feel crazy. Like some snark community will say something, and then it'll get picked up by people like Denims or Frogan or Bad Empanada. And then those people will be directly connected to, or sometimes literally hosted by larger content creators like Noah Samson, and then fed up to like Hasan. And then by the time you're dealing with this, like the fully matured claim on Hasan's level, he can always just deny like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I have no direct relationship. But meanwhile, you're always constantly being attacked by all of these simultaneously. And it's like, you, like, there's a reason why it all exists on your side. And you play into it and you amplify it and everything else. So didn't we? This was yesterday, right? Yeah, it was. I think we already talked about this. To be fair, any kind of Hasan attacks are allowed in our subreddit. It's just that most people hate his politics too much to care about personal attacks. Yeah, but it says something about who you... I think it says something about the community when that's the hyperfixation, right? Like if you have a community that hyperfixates on those types of attacks or those types of obsessive tendencies, it says something about the way that you conduct yourself, the content that you make, and the following that you foster, I think. That looks like how you were talking about the right-wing pyramid, mainstream versus alternate media stuff. I think there's a lot of overlap. Like when I say that like Hasan operates like Trump, I don't just mean that as like I hate Trump and I hate Hasan. I mean that like there's a consistent strategy when it comes to approaching like media narrative control now.
Because literally...
Okay, I might do that if that's all we have left. Was it Billy Mitchell is now blocked by both Andy and Anissa.
This has been dead for a while and like on life support. You know, this has been in a vegetative state. So it is, I think, ultimately the right call that they canceled it. Because if they had gone through with it, I think it would have done so bad. Ethan Klein did it. Okay, I'm not trying to be controversial here, but I do think iDubbbz posting the content cop was one of the dumbest moves ever. Straight up.
So brave to say that after it's all failed, but...
That was crazy. I think it was not considerate of how many other people would be dragged into the situation who don't give a fuck and just want to fight. You know, make that video when Creator Clash isn't happening, I would say.
You're not a fucking Ethan guy, are you?
That makes no sense to me. It did not help the event whatsoever.
Ethan's harassment didn't
hurt the
right?
event.
Good one.
Yeah, I mean, no one went to bat but Hasan for him. But like also...
Hasan did not go to bat for him. Hasan used him, chewed him up, and then spit him the fuck out and abandoned him. Just like he has all of his orbiters that aren't even real orbiters that are not getting sued.